So for project, from the project 3A, where you already have the model, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to draw from that. So this is the brief. For that, already create this one. Okay. So this, we're going to go to the brief here. Now it's this is the intro. Okay, Dr. Sharifah will share with you on what is it about. I'll just share a little bit. Okay, so basically, which one? The easiest one. Yeah. So basically, we're going to draw. For example, this is your model, right? So you're going to draw from the plan, from the elevations, from the other elevations. So basically, you're going to draw all this, except for the bottom. Going to draw front, right, back, left, and top. So it's not like perspective, okay? So basically, whatever you not whatever you see, whatever you measure is what's going to be here. You have to measure. So let's just skip all that. I'm going to share more on like what you have to produce. So based on your model, you measure and then you put it on the drawing. So at this one, you cannot just estimate. Okay, even though at the model, even though it looks like correct, so do not estimate, do not draw what you see, draw what you measure. Of course, you have to see what you measure lah. So we're going to submit into A2 paper. I hope you already have the paper. Okay, I already mentioned last week, right? Because you have to start using the paper at earlier parts of the project already. You can start with butter paper, but it's not the same. And then, sorry, before that, tips for eraser. For eraser, because you might want to erase a lot, use the eraser, the one that I showed in the slides, the PDF file at the group. I even uploaded it online. The eraser, at least when you, it's not going to tak rosak paper lah, huh? That one. Pentel, I think the brand, I can't remember. Or any art eraser. Okay, art eraser is good. And then blah blah blah. Yes, just see this one easier. Okay, so you're going to produce. Okay, the first board. Okay, one of the two boards is this one. You have the top view here, and then you project the drawing to the front elevation, left, right, and rear elevation. So there's 4 elevation and 1 top view. And then at the other part, you're going to explain a little bit, like for example, the principle, what shape you choose, the design process, compose nicely, okay? Even for this part, compose nicely. Okay, so compose nicely. And then at the other side, for this line, you just roughly, okay, this one roughly leaves some space, okay? That's why I sit here, compose nicely means try to, I think when you just show your work to your lecturer, huh? I think they will try to suggest on how to compose it nicely. We will learn more on the composition of boards for the 4th project. So this is what, this is the isometric view. Isometric view, even though it looks like perspective, it's not perspective. It's actually, again, what you measure. Okay, just make it 3D. So it's 30 degrees at both parts. So this is like just vertical lines and 30 degrees lines. So over here, because we want to also explore in terms of the shadow, I put here, don't draw the base thickness. But I think texture is up to you lah, huh? If you think it's, if the base is thick, if you want to ask them to draw the thickness, so can, huh? But I think
it depends on the design.
Depends on the design, yes. And then draw shadows on ground, okay? Even though if your base is like just until, let me draw a bit. Even though if the base is like this, right? For example, you have to draw the shadow. So it's not here lah, it's going to be a little bit here. This is only for this one, isometric. But for other like views, all other views, you still have to draw the shadows. And then plan the location of isometric. For example, if you have shadows here, so don't draw your model here, then you have your shadows over here. Okay, plan where to put your sorry, not isometric, isometric view of this one. And then based on the model and of course the shadow. And I also, okay, because this is technical drawing, so I also put this one. So okay, I know the number is a bit odd, it's 39. It's because you have to refer here. Okay, leave like 10 mm first, and then draw thin lines for the 3 mm, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 10, and 5. Okay, then you will get this size, it's 39 mm. And for this one, the width, leave the same thickness as this one. So it's 39 also. Here is 130. So you can see from the example here that this thickness this one is thicker, this one is supposed to be very light. Use architectural lettering. Okay.
And please, all of you follow the same style, same design. We don't want to see everyone has his own like style. This order, all keep to this order and do it for all projects.
For this one, of course, there's mark on this. Actually, for all projects, there's mark on your format, but especially this one because this is technical drawing. Okay, so it's 10%. So the whole project tree is 20% actually. So this is 10%. We start today, and the submission, interestingly, for this project, the submission is after mid-semester break. But do note, okay, but not do NOTE, note, okay, know that we also have other things to complete. For example, the sketches. We have this nice competition. Ya Allah, I forgot to mention the competition. And yeah, you need time to rest. So finish your work as fast as you can before the mid-semester break. Plus this one, there's actually like 2.5 weeks actually before the mid-sem break. So finish your work earlier. There's a few, okay, I've uploaded one book online on architectural graphics. You can refer to that. There's also shadows, but before you refer to that all, we'll have PM architect Dr. Sharifah to share with us on technical drawings. Okay, and after that, I will brief a little bit on the competition. Actually, I hope everyone will join, of course, but we're not going to make it compulsory. Okay, but I assure you it's very interesting to join, and a lot of benefits when you join competition. I do not want to make it compulsory because I know some of you are struggling and all of the reasons, but especially for those who are good at design, you're good at arts, for example, do join the competition. We're going to have input from apa nama dia, Sharifah? Sorry, Mas.
She's a batik entrepreneur. Batik entrepreneur, actually, she's my friend. Her name is Masrina. She did architecture with me at University of Nebraska, Lincoln. She got the Bachelor of Science Architecture. But coming back to Malaysia, she's into business and into batik business, and she's very, very successful. So she will come to share with us.
So the sharing session will be on 27th during studio time, just before the mid-semester break. So plan earlier, okay? You can plan earlier. You can be in group of 2, for example, but you can just do your work. I think it won't take much time lah. It's very simple. Just today, your seniors doing like airport design together with year 3's project. So yeah. I encourage you guys to join this one, okay? Okay, so I'll leave to Dr. Sharifah for the input. You can share your own screen, right, Dr. Sharifah?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so I'll stop share. Okay, pay attention, okay, semua.
Okay, can everybody see?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum. Very good afternoon. Okay, I know everybody is tired. Everybody is tired. So I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. So, okay, so I can start my video. Okay, can you see me? Actually, lecturers are also having hard time with this online. Okay, two times I was talking to the students online, and suddenly they were telling me that half an hour go by and they can't hear anything. So this one, I think there is technology blunders, and sometimes even the Wi-Fi connection in my house, sometimes there are interruptions. Okay, we don't realize it. We don't realize it, but only when the students tell us, then only we know. Okay, so this will be on projection drawings. Okay, I have also shared with you through the Zantrom group. Okay, I just found a good book in my cabinet, which I will share with you some of them. It's a good book, but it is in Malay. It says Kaedah Lukisan Seni Bina. These are the methods for architectural drawings by Abdul Razak Abdul Rahman. Okay, let's go on. Okay, rule number one, I just want to make this clear, is because we have to know about the size of drawing sheets, because first year student may be not sure yet what it means. Okay, these drawing sheets are according to JIS, Japanese Industrial Standard ISO 216. This is for the A series, because sometimes, okay, we hear Dr. Madam Fana say A4, A3, A2, A1. Sometimes maybe students are not sure. What does it mean? What does it mean? And if you ask the shopkeeper at Miracle, for example, Madam, I want to buy A1. What A1? They also don't know. They also don't know. They are also guessing. Okay. And then not all papers are cut according to size. Okay. So this is the size that we want you to follow. Okay, A4 is actually, kalau if you are in America, is 8.5 inch by 11. 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 11. We go by that one. Okay, so it's 210 millimeter times 297 millimeter. So this one confirmed, everybody knows. But when it comes to A2, okay, A2, it is actually the size of 2A3. Okay, 2A4 will make A3 and 2A3 will make A2. So A2 is 420 by 594. Because last time when we were having studio, okay, we want students to use A2 sheets, and then we will arrange it so that we will see who are the students who did not use A2. The papers are smaller or the papers are bigger. So those students potong marka. Okay, we delete some of the marks because they don't follow the right size. So when you buy paper, make sure the A2 paper is the correct size. If it is not, you have to cut it. Cut it according to the correct size exactly. Exact, architecture is exact precision we want you to follow. Okay, maybe you buy A1 size, so you have to cut it precisely. So make sure you know this. Minus marks if you don't use the correct one. Orthogonal projections, like, is just like any architectural drawings. Okay, you have your model, which is in architecture is a building. Okay, and then you have it projected. Now, top view, for example, top view is actually the roof plan, Okay, and then you have the front view, elevation, side view, another elevation, back and rear, left and right. And then sometimes, occasionally, we also have the bottom view. For example, if your building is high up on stilts, right? On stilts, we may have a bottom view. Or if your building is in the middle of the ocean, in water, we may have a bottom view also. Okay, so these are the basic line types. Yeah, continuous line type, thin line, dash line. So the dash line, I want you to be particular about the dash line, hidden line. You may have a lot of this in your drawing because some of your lines can't be seen and are hidden lines. So we wanted you to dash it. Okay, so this one, okay, T square, definitely for this project 3B for the projection drawings, we will know. We will know the end result if you do not use your T square and triangle, because we will get all the lines all crooked, all not 90-degree angle. We will see. We will ask you, did you use your T square and triangle? Then we know that you are not using it because the lines are not straight. Okay, if you are a studio, of course, now you can have your tables. We have drawing tables, but you don't. So please use whatever you have in your studio. So look at my image, okay? Look at my image in WhatsApp, okay? In WhatsApp group, okay? This one, I just shoot it just now, okay? So you can have, if you can afford to have a drawing table, okay? Make sure that it is tilted a little bit, let's say 15-degree or 30-degree angle. Because if you have it flat, the A2 paper, you have it flat on your dining table, for example, you're going to have to stand up to draw it. And so you may have a backache, have backache, of course. If you can have some kind of a board, tilt it a little bit so that you are comfortable when you are doing your drawing. So it's not backache, back pain a little bit. Okay, see my WhatsApp image, okay, which I took from this book. Okay, this book. Okay, and so that's how we want you to use your triangle. Okay, for example, the T square. Okay, you see here the image. Okay, the T square and the triangle. That is how the position should be. Okay, the T square should not be slanted. Okay, look at my image. Okay, and then you have to, slide left and right and go up and down to see it. Okay, this is a YouTube. You can look to know how to use a proper T-square and also triangles. Okay, these are the drawing tools. Okay, we have triangles, we have a T-square, we have triangles which are 45 and 60, 30 triangles. And then most of you will need this adjustable triangle because I see a lot of students having angles which are different from the normal 30 degrees, 60 degrees triangle. So that one, the right one, is the adjustable triangle. You're going to have to use this. You need masking tape, to tape your A1 onto the board so that it don't run away, okay, it don't move. Okay, pencils, flexible curve. Of course, if those of you in your model you have got curved lines, okay, because oval and circle are also geometric shape. So in perspective, in isometric, you're going to have to need a flexible curve, right? And then pencil, eraser, erasing sheet, okay, you're going to maybe need it. Okay, this one is sandpaper. That one is for your model, finished already. The model to make the surface smooth, and then compass to make sure that your 1 centimeter, for example, 2 centimeter are precise. Okay, so these are the cutting knives that you can have for architecture. That is why, for example, when you want to cut using a foam board, is using different kind of knife. When you want to cut using the mounting board, it's a different kind of knife. And when you want to sharp corners, it's a different kind of knife. So these are the knives that is usually used by architecture students, right? And I don't know lah, okay, I don't know lah. When I was student, okay, I will have this art bin. The art bin we carry everywhere, and it has everything that we need as architecture students. But of course, now things are different. Things are different, people change, the culture is changed. We used to have a set of architecture drawing pens, okay, which you can fill in the ink if the ink is finished. and you need to wash it. Wash it carefully when we want to use it again, so that there is no drying of the ink. Okay. If you got the money, get a set. If not, the normal pens will do lah. Okay. And you know, those are the contain the I call it art bin as well. Okay, you can roll your A1, A2 papers and put it in these containers so that it is not wet when rain, and it does not crumple. Take good care of your drawings, right? Okay. Okay, again, the standard views, 6, all right? Your model, let's say this is your model, you have it from the top, rear, front, side, right side, left side, and also the bottom. This is the standard views, okay? You must make sure when you put it top, okay, it is looking at your model from the top. Left, right side, okay, because sometimes I do get students who cannot visualize this, okay? When they put the model looking from the right side, they are still giving it in perspective, 3D. So all these views are 2D, two-dimensional. It's not a 3D. So if you have views which looks like 3D, then something is not right, because they are two-dimensional views from 6 sides. All right, yeah, it's just like you put your model in a glass box, right? Glass box, and draw how it looks like, So you have to imagine it. It may have some hidden lines which you will do, which you will use dash lines. Okay. All right. So okay, transferring depth dimensions. Okay. You might because we are it's difficult to teach this using online, but of course you need a scale ruler, you need compasses. Okay, you see how it is done, and these measurements are exactly like your model, however, you have to read the brief here. It is at a scale 1 is equals to 2. 1 is equals to 2, meaning you half everything. Okay? So if you have a rectangle box in your model, which is 1 centimeter, you halve it to 0.5 centimeter. So it is 1 equals to 2. Okay, it is smaller. So you need to do more calculations. All right, so now we go to the isometric. Okay. So isometric means it is using the 30 degrees angle at the bottom. So it is different from the axonometric. You see here, axonometric? Axonometric is another kind of drawing that uses the 45-degree angle, where you get to see more of the roof. Okay, isometric is using a 30-degree angle, and perspective is using different vanishing points. Okay, so when yours is isometric. So make sure you know what is isometric. Okay, so put your model onto an isometric paper. Okay, this is isometric projection. Wait. Okay, like this, okay? And these are the steps, okay? These are the steps. Okay, it can be a step. You hold your model with your hand, okay? Try to tilt it a little bit to imagine in a 30-degree angle, and then you try to select the isometric axis and box, okay? Sketch the enclosing box, and then you add details. add details. You can also use, wait. You can also use this ISO paper. I do not know, personally, I do not know whether the ISO paper is sold at the bookshop, but if not, you can also draw the ISO paper. Some of you are very much comfortable using AutoCAD. You can draw this ISO paper and share with your friends, right? Share with your friend, everybody can use it. So with this ISO paper, which comes with the correct angles of the triangles already, you can start to draw your model, okay? Draw your model in isometric. This is to make it easy for those of you who have had difficult time to use the T-square, don't have a proper table, don't have a proper equipment, equipment to draw. You can also use this ISO paper because they will guide you to get the correct angles and the straight lines. Okay, and then I want to talk also about a curve, okay? There are several of you using cylinders and circles, okay? So this one is a little bit tricky. But if you have all straight edges, boxes, triangles, it is easy. But if you have curve, if you have oval, if you have circle, if you have cylinder, then this is how to draw it in isometric. For example, of course, I also look at the internet, Google around how to do it, okay? First, you use how it looks like. Can you, okay, my cursor, my arrow, this is how it looks like in elevation, okay? So now you put it divide it into several segments, okay? Put the segment where it is onto the plan view, top view. Where are the points onto the top view? And then transfer it into the box. Okay. Hello? Hello? Transfer it into the box and then connect the connecting lines, right? And give it a depth. Okay. All right, so there you go. You have your circle, you have your curve, in isometric. Again, I repeat. Let's say you have a curved line in your model. Your model has got curves, some curves inside. This is how it looked like in elevation. Okay, you divide it into several segments. Okay, find the point onto the top part. Okay, the top part of the view, okay, and locate it into this box where it is in the box, and then you transfer it to the line, and then you give it a depth, the depth that you want, and then you draw the curve. So that is why when you have a curve, it is more difficult to do it in isometric. Okay, this is if you have a circle. Okay, circles are also different, yeah. A circle will not look like a circle in isometric. Okay, right. In isometric, if you have circle, you have to draw how it look like as a box first, as a box. Okay, circles are usually in a box. Make the diameter of the circle as a box, all right? Divide it into 4 segments, and then you will get the circle in isometric. Okay, definitely, if you have circle in your model, it will not look like the perfect circle in ISO. It is different. It is slightly, the shape is slightly different. So this is how to do your circle in isometric. Okay, you construct the isometric square first. And then you sketch the arcs using maybe the flexible curve, okay, flexible curve that will connect the tangent points of your circle. Okay, so that's how to draw circles. Okay, this is how the isometric drawings will look like in architecture. Okay, we will see the design of the whole house very detailed. All right, and you can see here the shadows also drawn according to the sun angles. Right, now I want to talk a little bit about line weight. Okay, line weight. This is not an isometric, this is perspective. But you see here, when you draw your isometric drawings, you will see that you have to be careful about line weight. Use thick line weight, thick pens, okay, maybe one the size of one. You use thick pens. You see my mouse, my cursor, okay? Use thick pens surrounding the border of your model. You see? The line that is surrounding your model, okay? Use thick pens so that the image will come out more. So you need a different line weight for the model there. And then here, you can use thinner lines. For example, this line can be a thinner pen. Hello, you can hear not? Hello?
Yes, Ma'am Sharifah, we're here.
Can you see my mouse or not? My
It's
arrow.
very clear, very clear.
Very clear. Okay. Okay. So make sure you use a correct line weight. Right. These are the some examples of shades and shadows. You remember we have got from project 2, we can use hatching, we can use blending, we can use cool color, warm color. It's up to you how you want. But in this example, the student is using the blending technique for shadow. Okay, blending technique for shadow. Now, shadows are so complicated to teach online, online, but I have looked through Google. There are a lot of YouTubes you can follow. Please follow it. It's included in asynchronous learning. Okay, asynchronous learning, you have to learn by yourself at your own time. What to do is COVID times, everybody has to make do with it. But in this example, the student is using the the blending technique to use to cast the shadows. And you see here, this part, some of the shadows of this code falls onto another part of the model as well. So you need to know this, okay? You need to know this. I have given also some ideas, okay, in the WhatsApp group. Okay, what to do when your shadow don't fall on the ground, but fall onto your model. You have to calculate that a little bit. Okay, because when we were students, we have to know how to do shadows that fall onto stairs, because the stairs is not a flat surface. The stairs is going up and down, and when the shadow fall onto the stairs, it is quite difficult to do. So you have to do it. And if you can see here, the way the drawing is done, it is also rendered via the hatching technique. Okay, the light source is coming from here. Okay, this sphere on top here has got the hatching technique. Okay, so this will fall onto shade, not shadow. This part of the sphere is in shade. This part of the cylinder is in shade. Okay, where's my, okay, shade. Okay, this part of the cone is in shade, but this is the shadow. Okay, this is the shadow and this is the shadow. Okay, so choose. If you feel that you are good in blending technique, use blending. If you think that you are good in hatching technique, use hatching. All right, this is hatching technique. Wait, I try to zoom in. Yeah, wait. Oh, that is as much as it can go. But you see here, it is actually hatching technique. These are lines, straight lines that go all the way to the shadows. Okay, and this is the model, complicated, quite nice model, right? And you can see here how in the this is axonometric, yeah, 45-degree angle. Yours is iso. Some part of the model will cast the shadow on the model itself. Okay, so think of where your light source is, okay, and have it calculated nicely, right? So these are the things that we want you to do, okay? And I would like my students not to erase, not to erase the lines, not to erase the lines that they have done, because we want to see how you have come up with the shadows. Correct or not to erase, but don't use thick pencils. Don't use thick pencil, use very light H pencil. H pencil. And if you can see here, this is what is meant by the perimeter, the outline of the model. You have to use a different line weight, right? Thicker line weight at the perimeter of the model. Here, going here and going up here, this is using a thicker pen, maybe 1 point, 1 point, all right? And then thinner lines inside, Okay, so this is the shadow using hatching techniques. And this is another shadow. Wait. All right, another example that we can have. All right. This one is also another, this is, thank you to Diana Gadai. I found this in internet also. Very nice hatching technique. Okay. Okay, there. I can Google it. Okay. All right. Okay. So the shadows are the darkest. So the lines are closest together. And then this part is in shade, not in shadow, in shade. So there is also all the surface that face this direction is rendered like this, same, right? And then when you have cylinders, to make sure that it looks like a cylinder, circle, you can have shading like this, okay? Closer together where it is behind the light source, okay? So this is the kind of drawings that we want you to produce in the isometric, okay? But you choose what technique you want. If you think that you are good in watercolor, yeah, watercolor. If you think you're good in hatching. But this one has got no working lines. I can see no working line. It has been erased. But I don't know, at least for my group, I want to see the working lines. Okay, the working lines. Right, more, of course, more, there are also shadows in perspective. Okay, you can study, put your shadow, put your models under the sun if you are not sure how it looks like, how the shadow looks like under the sun. It is basic geometric, okay, because the sun is a single source. If we see that your shadows are weird, what is that?
Wait, I check.
Huh?
Tahu
What is
pernah
that?
check. Who's calling?
Who's calling who? Is it me?
Your phone got. No one is switch on your mic.
Oh. Wait. I think Chia Zhaoqi is calling.
Is it?
Chia Zhaoqi is calling. I hang up. Yeah, I got a call from Chia Zhaoqi.
Yeah.
Chia Zhaoqi.
She's here. Accidentally call kot.
Accidentally call. I call him.
Oh,
I don't know. This is the blunder of internet. I still don't know. Okay, going to end already. Wait. So these are shadows that are in perspective, more complicated. Okay, but do look if you are interested. And then this is kind, because at the end of the day, actually we will see, we will be able to see some kind of your own individual character, okay, coming up from design, because each of you are different, just like the project too. We see each one of you different. Your color pencil is different style, your watercolor is different style. So this is another kind of isometric that has got some kind of rustic quality. I like it. Okay, it's like artistic little bit lah, because here the technique is, you know, here at the points, some students like to make it little bit thick, a little bit dark. So it gives us the rustic quality also, which is fine. Okay, and here he does not erase everything. He does not erase everything. Let it be. It is good. I want to see those lines. Okay, so okay, this one is using the ISO paper. This one is using the ISO paper, but it is using the blended technique. Okay, pencils, very neatly drawn. Okay, but however, no shadows, only shades. All right, so you can see here the surface. Wait, this is my mouse. The mouse. This surface and this surface and this surface should all have the same amount of thickness, darkness, tones of a pencil. Okay, and then this one. Okay, let me see here. Okay, this surface and this surface and this surface, because they are facing the same side. The same side should has a different kind of tone, lighter tone. All right, so make sure you know what you are doing. You know, don't just simply do lah and think that, oh, this is mine. Everything must have a justification. Okay, and the top surface, okay, maybe the sun is from the top, okay, is the lightest one. So it will be this surface, and this inner surface, this way, and the base. So, you know, but this one is lacking in shadows. The shadows are not done yet. Using the blended technique and also the ISO paper. Okay, number one, I would like to emphasize this lah. Please read, understand the brief given by Madam Farhana at least 2 times, because definitely you are going to have, like Sam just now, no, did not read the brief, submitted on the video. There is no video to sunat je, Sam. Dia, the one that is compulsory are the drawings, the photos of the view, elevations. Okay, please read, understand the brief given 2 times at least. Okay, sebab because questions from you are due to you not reading the brief and not understand the brief. Okay, follow the instructions carefully and all the best and do well. So this is my slide. Okay, so look at the WhatsApp I've given you, the WhatsApp. Okay, look at the Xantron's view. Okay, for those of you, okay, I want to show this one, the one that shows trees, because when we are architecture students, obviously lah, if we are not good at drawing trees, okay, please look how architecture trees are drawn. Okay, look and research, and also shrubs and bushes and so on. All right, and then cukup dah ke? Wait. That's finished. Okay, Madam Farhana, back to you. Stop sharing.
Okay, hi. I want to add something, but I forgot already. Okay, so you've learned how to draw I would just say technical drawings lah, huh? Technical for the elevations, etc. Oh, I didn't share this one. let me share a little bit on the brief. Okay, on the marking rubric. Oh, okay. So I think we did miss something. Need something we missed. Dr. Sharifah, maybe you mentioned just now on the profile line. Okay, so for project 3B, there's 3 things to assess. First one is of course the quality of the drawing. The second one is line and quality, precision and neatness. Last one is shadow quality. Again, as Dr. Sharifah mentioned just now, do not erase your pencils. Whatever you've drawn, do not erase that one. But of course, draw it nicely. Let me how to see myself there. Okay. As usual, I want to share with you. So instead of drawing it like that, right? Can you see? You can draw like this. Just like layang. Just hold the pencil and draw the line. You don't have to press. Okay. This
Madam
is.
Farhana, you're still sharing the brief. You don't share the other one.
Oh, sorry. Stop share. So can you see my camera?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sharing it with my camera actually. So so don't press it like hardly like that. Don't do it. You just put it like that. You can just. Okay, so if you use if you want to make it more neat, what you can do is actually previously I do this. You have to rotate a little bit, but make sure that the tip is even. This one is not even. See, it's not straight. So make sure it's even. Then when you do like this, it's going to be nice lines. But of course, that's why for pencils, like this one is 4B, 6B. I have 2B. I think usually for cheap pencil, it will be easier. I think this one is like HB. See, HB. So for HB, it's easier. It's very light. And then be careful on one tip to draw. Maybe you want to draw parts by parts, because if you draw the lines, if you have like multiple guidelines, it's very hard for you to track which one is which parts, right? So you can draw parts by parts. So maybe after you have, for example, you have a few of these lines, for example, okay, then you can draw darker using your darker pencils. So maybe, okay, this is the correct one, for example, because if you have like multiple lines, you will become confused.